There are truths not written in the pages of history, machines, so complex, so perfect, that even today's brightest minds are left speechless before them. From bronze gears to devices that defy gravity, these are not just cold metal pieces in museum display cases. These are the secrets whispered by lost civilizations. Time could not erase them. The earth couldn't hide them. And now, they are there, as if demanding that we question everything we think we know about history with every glance. Most of the oceans remain unexplored. The depths of our own planet are still mysterious. We know the surface of Mars, but we don't know what lies beneath our own soil. But have you ever wondered, do we truly understand the things right in front of our eyes on land? Because scattered across the world are artifacts that shouldn't exist. Structures from before history began. Monuments built with a precision modern technology can't even imagine. Tools made by communities that didn't know writing and were just beginning to work with iron. They are physically there. You can touch them. You can measure them. But who made them? Why? How? These questions baffle modern science. Here are 6 real machines that science still cannot explain. Not fiction, not theory, reality. The early 20th century, the Aegean Sea, the coast of Greece, blue, deep, silent. A sponge diver descends beneath the waves, just another ordinary day, gathering sponges from the seabed. But something catches his eye. A broken ship, Roman, buried there for centuries in the darkness of the water. The diver approaches. Broken amphorae, rusted coins, rotting pieces of wood, an ordinary wreck. But then, he sees a strange object, bronze, covered in coral, heavy, seems worthless. But something about it strikes him as odd. He takes it up to the surface. Laboratory. Archaeologists begin cleaning it with brushes, carefully, slowly. Rust, crust, seaweed, all are gently removed, and then hands stop, breaths are held, because something appears beneath the rust. Gears, real gears, interlocked, precisely cut, perfectly designed. This is not a statue, not a decorative ornament. This is a machine. It is called the Antikythera Mechanism, made 2,000 years ago, designed to observe the sky, calculate the movement of the planets, predict eclipses, map the cycles of the moon. Simply put, the computer of the ancient world. Not from the 18th century, not from the Renaissance either, from ancient Greece, from an era when no one could even imagine such technology. 32 bronze gears, each machined with millimeter precision. Modern engineers tried. They used CNC machines. They employed laser measurement systems. They ran computer-aided design programs. The result? Failure. They couldn't recreate this perfection made with hand tools from 2,000 years ago. But the real secret lies deeper. The person who made this machine didn't just know astronomy. He also knew differential gear systems. This technique is used in modern clocks and was only rediscovered in the 17th century. So, who in ancient Greece knew this? Where did such advanced mathematical and engineering knowledge come from? And if they could draw the design plans for this machine, what other forbidden knowledge did they produce? What secrets have we lost in time? The Andes Mountains, above the clouds, cold, sharp, low oxygen. And there, just outside the old city of Cusco, is a wall. Not an ordinary wall, an impossible wall. Huge stones, some the size of a car, others heavier than a special jet, 90 tons. And they are all so tightly interlocked that not even a piece of paper can be inserted between them. No cement, no mortar, just stone. Every surface is slanted. Every angle is different. Complex geometric shapes interlock. A three-dimensional puzzle. But who solved this puzzle? The Incas did. A civilization without iron tools, without wheels, without even a written language. In theory, a Stone Age society. But this wall seems to belong to the future. It has withstood centuries of earthquakes, magnitude 7 tremors. Cathedrals built by the Spanish collapsed in those earthquakes. They turned into piles of rubble. But this wall, not a single crack. Modern engineers tried to replicate this precision. Cranes, lasers, GPS systems, computer models, they used everything. The result? Still unsuccessful, because it's not just about stacking stones. Each stone surface had to be specially shaped, 6 surfaces, sometimes 12 different angles, each one machined to millimeter tolerance, and all done with stone hammers. So how did the Incas manage this? Some say they softened the stones with plant acids. Others claim they shaped them with sound waves. But there's no proof at all. And the most unsettling theory, maybe the Incas didn't build it. Perhaps a much older, much more advanced civilization built these walls, and the Incas just found them. They added their own structures on top, because the stones at the very bottom of the wall are much larger and much more perfect than those at the top, as if knowledge diminished over time. It was forgotten. It was lost. Baghdad, ancient Mesopotamian lands, the cradle of civilization, the birthplace of writing. Archaeologists are excavating a tomb. Inside are typical objects, pottery, jewelry, decorative items. But one thing is different. A simple-looking clay jar. Inside is a strange combination, a copper cylinder with an iron rod in the middle. This object is quickly given a name, the Baghdad Battery, 2,000 years old, made 1,000 years before the discovery of electricity. But what if this little jar is one of the first batteries ever made? Scientists conduct experiments. They make replicas using the same materials, copper, iron, clay. They fill them with vinegar. They test them. The result is surprising. It produces an electric current, 0.5 volt, 1 volt, weak but real. So the original could have produced electricity too. Big questions arise. Did ancient people know how to use electricity? What did they use it for? The most popular theory, electroplating. Coating metals with a thin layer of gold or silver. This process requires electricity. If the Baghdad Battery was indeed a battery, craftsmen may have used electricity to polish jewelry. But there's something even more interesting. 14 of these batteries were found in Iraq. All of them have the same design, like mass production. This shows that electricity was not a one-off experiment, but a common technique. Modern research shows that these batteries generate between 0.5 volt and 2 volts of electricity. Alone, that's weak. But what if you connect 14 batteries in series? 28 volts, enough power to make a metal coating. So why are there no written records? Why did this technology disappear? Perhaps the knowledge was kept secret. It was the monopoly of priests and select craftsmen. Forbidden knowledge. A secret only the chosen few could know. And when that civilization fell, the knowledge of electricity was buried with them. Eastern Siberia, endless forests, miles of uninhabited land, glacial cold. And there, in a place no animal dares approach, the locals call it the Fire Eagle's Nest. 40 meters high, a cone-shaped structure made entirely of stone. At its peak, a smooth dome that looks almost artificial. The surrounding soil is scorched, black, charred, shattered limestone scattered everywhere, as if a massive explosion had occurred. But when? Why? There are no volcanoes in the area, no record of a meteor strike, no geological explanation. Even more alarming are the electromagnetic anomalies. Compasses spin wildly. They don't point in any direction. GPS signals are lost. Devices malfunction. Geiger counters read radiation levels above normal. Trees have grown in strange shapes, spiral shapes, unnatural. Birds aren't nesting. Animals aren't passing through. It's as if every living thing instinctively knows, don't come near here. Some scientists say it's an underground explosion, like the Tunguska event. But in Tunguska, not a single tree remains standing. Here, there is a solid stone structure. It looks deliberately constructed. Another theory is even more disturbing. This is an ancient energy facility, built thousands of years ago, an experiment that ended in disaster. Perhaps a nuclear power plant of a lost civilization. Perhaps a facility that collected electromagnetic energy. Or something much stranger, much more dangerous. Research teams were sent. They all returned unsuccessful. Equipment malfunctions. Drills break as if hitting something metallic. Researchers experience headaches, nausea, dizziness. Some faint. It's as if the ground rejects them, or worse. Something is still active down there. During the Cold War, the Soviets sent a special team. Military personnel, scientists, the best equipment. When they returned 3 months later, they sealed their reports. They made no statements. No information was leaked to the press. The files are still classified. Why? The locals call it cursed. Forbidden technology from ancient times, a place punished by the gods. Others believe something is buried deep down, a machine we shouldn't have found. And perhaps a machine that still works, still dangerous. Western China, arid deserts, endless sands. At the edge of a dried-up salt lake, a strange mountain rises, and metal pipes protrude from the rocky surface. Not debris, not coincidence. Deliberately placed engineering. Some extend into the mountain, others descend toward the lake bed, as if connected to a system deep below, a network, an infrastructure. But whose? When? When these pipes were tested, the result was astonishing. 150,000 years old. 150,000 years. Hold on a second. Think about what that number means. Homo sapiens hadn't even left Africa yet. No cities, no writing, no agriculture. But these pipes are there, embedded in solid rock. And they're not just simple pipes. They're engineering marvels. Some are joined with T-shaped connections. Others form branching networks, like a modern hydraulic system. The purpose is clear, to transport something. But what? The materials are also surprising. A mixture of naturally occurring iron oxide, silicon dioxide, and calcium oxide. Processed metal, an alloy. The most disturbing detail, some pipes are welded, joined with high heat. Metallurgical tests show temperatures above 1,200 degrees Celsius. This is only possible with advanced technologies. It's difficult even today. The Chinese Academy of Sciences investigated. The initial explanation, fossilized tree roots absorb minerals. But this theory quickly collapsed. Because roots do not form perfect cylinders. They do not extend in straight lines. They do not form T-shaped connections. They are not welded. The next theory, a lost mining system. But 150,000 years ago, humanity had just learned fire. So who did it? Was there another civilization before us? Non-human? Or a much older human species we don't know about? And the most unsettling question, what was the purpose of this system? Where do the pipes lead? What lies beneath the lake? Researchers tried to excavate, but the Chinese government closed off the area. It was declared a restricted access zone. Why? What did they find down there? What did they see that made them close it out of fear? In the heart of India, in Delhi, within the Qutb Minar complex, a massive 7.5-meter iron pillar rises. At first glance, it seems ordinary. An ancient monument, a tourist attraction. But as you get closer, you notice. This iron has not rusted in 1,600 years. 1,600 years. Rain fell, storms passed. The relentless humidity of the monsoon seasons, 90% humidity, none of it affected it. Normal iron starts to rust in 10 years. In 20 years, it suffers serious damage. It rots in 50 years. But this column has remained nearly flawless for 1,600 years. Scientists have been studying it for decades. Metallurgical tests yield astonishing results: 99.5% pure iron. This level of purity is difficult to achieve even in modern industry. But even more impressive is the production technique. The column is forged in one piece, a massive 7.5-meter iron mass. No welding, no piecing together, processed in one go. Modern metallurgical engineers tried. Industrial furnaces, precise temperature control, computer-aided systems. Everything was used. The result? Failure. Because casting such a large iron mass with this purity requires temperature control with millimeter precision. The carbon ratio must be perfectly balanced. Even a single mistake ruins the entire process. But the secret to its rust resistance lies elsewhere. There is a microscopic protective layer on the surface of the column. This layer, called Missy weight, consists of crystallized iron, oxygen, and hydrogen atoms. How it formed is still not fully understood. Some theories mention high phosphorus content. Others mention a special annealing technique. But none fully explain it. Because modern iron of similar purity does not form this protective layer. It's as if the ancient metallurgists knew a technique that altered the atomic structure of the metal. Forbidden knowledge. 6 machines make us question everything we know about ancient engineering. Did our ancestors possess a technology far more advanced than history acknowledges? Were they using forbidden knowledge? Or was there something else guiding them, transmitting knowledge? Perhaps the answer is more unsettling. Human civilization rose and fell not once, but several times. And each time, knowledge was lost, banned, forgotten, destroyed. These machines are not just relics of the past. They are clues pointing to the future. If such advanced technologies existed thousands of years ago, what forbidden knowledge are we rediscovering today? And what dangerous secrets are we about to uncover? Final question. Which of these 6 machines surprised you the most? The Antikythera computer, the Inca's impossible wall, or Delhi's rust-proof iron? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if lost technologies and forbidden engineering secrets interest you, follow the channel. Because the next video holds even more astonishing discoveries. From energy systems hidden in ancient temples to impossible structures that modern science cannot explain, the story is just beginning.